Joining us now is somebody right at the center of that agreement who will likely play a major role in accomplishing that feat. That is Toby Rice. He's the CEO of EQT. They are the largest natural gas producer in the nation. Toby, really appreciate you coming on. A very important time and an important topic. First off, this is kind of a handshake agreement. Do you believe it will actually occur and the U.S. will start exporting a lot more natural gas to Europe?
Yeah, Sully, thanks for having me here. We look at this announcement on Friday really as the first step towards achieving our goals of providing energy security to the world. Biden's posture on saying that the United States is going to play a major role in delivering natural gas to provide the security for Europeans is a good first step. This is the political signal that we needed to see. But what can we do here in the United States? It's actually a lot more than what's been announced. To put these numbers in American terms, we're talking in the short term, increasing export capacity by about 1.5 BCF a day in the short term in 22, and then about 5 BCF a day through 2030. What can we do here in the United States? You can pump those numbers up by tenfold. We think that we have the capacity to increase our LNG exports by over 50 BCF a day. And when you step back and you look at the world, not just Europe, you realize that natural gas demand is going to soar. By 2030, there's going to be an increase of about 40 BCF a day. The United States, U.S. LNG needs to be able to step up and serve those volumes.
Well, can they? I mean, can the industry accomplish those types of goals? And even if you can get it out of the ground, Toby, can you get that natural gas to market, given obviously the reluctance to build or permit new pipelines?
Well, first off, let's look at the resource that we've had. We did a very detailed analysis on this. We posted this on our website called Unleash US LNG. First off is looking at the resource. We've got the resource. Just with everything that we've already explored today, we have the ability to increase gas production here in the United States by over 50 BCF a day and hold it there for decades. So we've got the resource. Really, the question comes in, can we get it to market? And this has been the challenging part. For us to achieve this plan, we just need to do one thing. And that's just build pipelines and LNG facilities faster than we've ever done it before. Now, I will step back and say, in less than 6 years, the United States has become the world leader in being an LNG exporter. So these are things that we've all done before. We just need some more cooperation to make it happen. And a lot of the opposition to our efforts, and despite the opposition, we've still been able to do amazing things, and we'll continue to do amazing things. The opposition has come because of concerns about the environment. And this is actually the best part of our plan, is when you unleash US LNG, you're unleashing the biggest green initiative on the planet, because this natural gas will be used to replace foreign coal, which is the biggest source of emissions around the world. And the impact of this, Sully, is absolutely tremendous. Unleashing US LNG would have the equivalent of electrifying every vehicle in the United States, putting solar panels on every home in America, and also doubling the U.S. wind capacity. This initiative is so big that it could do all three of those, the environmental impact of all three of those things combined. It's absolutely the biggest green initiative on the planet, not even close.
This is what I think people need to understand, and I tweeted out over the weekend, Toby, is that it's not a this or that. It's all in, because population growth, demand for power, demand for electricity. Now, you can say the demand side is wrong and we should all cut back. That's a different argument. But if current demand trends continue where they're going, which later in the show I'll show you something where everybody's moving and why we're going to need a lot more power, the demand for everything is going to be needed, is it not? And to your point, you've got Italy firing up old coal plants, Germany doing the same thing. China, they don't care about the climate. They're cranking more coal now than ever before. That's why right now is such a critical time.
Absolutely correct, Sully. And I'll give you another stat that will when I saw this, it really surprised me, and I think it's going to surprise you as well. Just to show the critical importance of energy. Since this conflict began in Ukraine, you would think, and you hear the push for the world to shut off and restrict Russian exports. Russia's actually selling more energy now, about 25% more energy now than they were before the conflict began. That's pretty incredible. And when we look at the need for energy around the world, I think there's been a lot of focus on zero carbon solutions like solar and wind, and those are great things, but they're not able to offset the biggest source of emissions around the world. And just in the last 12 months, to put this in perspective, In the last 12 months, emissions from coal have risen over 500 million tons of CO2 per year. That amount of emissions completely eliminates all of the benefits that we've done from solar and wind over the last 15 years. If you care about the environment, you need a heavyweight solution to offset a heavyweight problem, which is foreign coal. That heavyweight solution is United States LNG.
Well, and also so many things in renewables, fiberglass, carbon fiber for the turbines, aluminum for the solar panels, rely on natural gas to produce the power to make these things. So actually higher prices hurt renewables. Very quickly, Toby, we're importing natural gas into Boston Harbor from Trinidad because they didn't have enough to make power this winter. You guys have giant natural gas fields pretty doggone close to New England. You think we'll ever change our pipeline policy, or are we going to rely on imported LNG into Boston and literally burning wood and dung? That's true, by the way, to make power 100 miles from where your gas fields are.
Yeah, so you're talking about New England. You know, you're talking about where my mom lives, where I grew up. I certainly hope that we will take a signal or learn from what we're seeing in Europe and realize, you know, energy security is not just in the lack of it is not just confined to Europe. You see other places around the United States where you see major signals of energy insecurity, like in New England, where January 31st, they were paying around $30 for their natural gas. That's it makes you scratch your head because we've got the biggest gas field in the world, less than 200 miles away. And the good news is there's about 7 BCF a day of pipeline projects that have been put on the table that would serve New England, and also not just New England, southeastern part of the United States. Their energy security is being challenged. MVP is another pipeline project that can get approved. It's over 90% complete. Less than 6 months of construction, we can get that pipeline built, bring energy security to the southeastern portion of the United States.